I know I'm probably just being so dramatic and annoying, but this is my first job, like my first 9 to 5 job after college, and I'm in person, and I'm commuting in the city, and it takes me forever to get there. There's no way I'm gonna be able to afford living in the city right now, so that's off the table. Like, duh! If I was able to walk to work and it'd be fine, but I'm not. So it literally takes me, like, I leave here at, like, I get on the train at 7:30 and I don't get home till like 6:15 earliest, and then like I don't have time to do anything. I want to shower, eat my dinner, and go to sleep. I don't have time or energy to cook my dinner either. Like, I don't have energy to work out. Like, that's out the window. Like, I'm so upset. Oh my god.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering. Leave a like on the video if you survived the weekend. I know a lot of you had to spend time with a lot of people that you maybe only are happy to see once a year. Some of you had to work this weekend, so regardless, I hope you had a tolerable weekend. We're right back at it here at The Quartering, and I've got just an absolute banger of a video for you today, a really good one. The classic Gen Z meltdown. You may remember this girl for having a complete meltdown for simply having to work 9 to 5. Not like 9 a.m. to 5 a.m., like a 20-hour shift, just 9 to 5. She went viral bawling into the camera. She had no time to do anything. It was great. Okay, absolutely great. But now yet another dose of reality has been doled out to this young Gen Z college grad that I thought we would all share in the fun taking a look at. Quick reminder, our year-end blowout sale, we're selling through things like crazy. I even marked down some things some more. If you've ever wanted to try Coffee Brand coffee products, or you want to stock up, now's the time. 62% off on these buttery toffee peanut bombs, which everybody loves. The roasted and salted cashews, a spicy trail mix, $5. It's not, it's you can't even buy a bag of cashews that cheap anywhere. Chocolate covered espresso beans, all of our chocolates, all on deep discount, plus a bunch of our coffees are 50-60% off. Peppermint cocoa. We sold through almost all of our teas. We've got a couple teas left. I even added our K-Cups. So if you're a fan of our K-Cups, you want to try them, they're 30% off. Massive discount. We've got a rich, our hot cocos are all on sale. No promo code required. Link in the description. Or just go to coffeebrandcoffee.com. You'll see a link on the homepage. Only while supplies last. Gen Z college grad Briella Acero, who went viral after complaining about working a 9 to 5 job, reveals she has now been laid off and is broke. I mean, something tells me that this individual, I'm going to get all this press of everyone dunking on her. Almost certainly she's going to have open up one of those fans pages. I can just see it coming in the near future. But this is a refresher of her meltdown over having to work 9 to 5.
After college, and I'm in person, and I'm commuting in the city, and it takes me fucking forever to get there. There's no way I'm gonna be able to afford living in the city right now, so that's off the table. Like, fucking duh! If I was able to walk to work and it'd be fine, but I'm not. So it literally takes me, like, I leave here at, like, I get on the train at 7:30 and I don't get home till like 6:15 earliest, and then like
6:15 at the earliest.
I don't have time to do anything. I want to shower, eat my dinner, and go to sleep. I don't have time or energy to cook my dinner either.
Are you kidding me? You get home at 6:30. What do you do between 6:30 and midnight?
Or like, I don't have energy to work out. Like, that's out the window. Like,
you could work out before you go to work, like a normal person.
I'm so upset. Oh my god. Nothing to do with my job at all, but just like the 9 to 5 schedule in general is crazy. Being in the office 9 to 5, like if it was remote, you get off at 5 and you're home and everything's fine. But like, I'm not home. It takes me.
I suspect that, if you're like me, you were working 9 to 5. I used to look forward to the summers so I could work. I would work the maximum number of hours that my job would let me, which I think when you're under 18, it was like, at that time, it was like 26.5. I would work 26.5 hours willingly. I would loved it because I would have money. You work to have money. You can have all the free time you want, but if you don't have any money, what's the point? You're not going to enjoy it as very, well, you don't need money to enjoy everything, but you get what I'm saying. This person probably clearly never worked an actual job in their entire life. I mean, when I was in college, I still worked 40 hours a week. I mean, and I went to school, and I had time to go to the bar, and I had time, clearly to eat. All right. I don't understand.
Long to get home, and like people that drive to the office, like you don't get off at 5.
Yeah.
And I know it could be worse. I know I could be working longer, but like I literally get off, it's pitch black. Like I don't have energy. How do you have friends? Like how do you have time to like...
Does she think society has never existed before her? Most people work full time. They have friends. That's what the weekends are for. Okay. Look, I'm not here to, I wish people had to work less and got paid more money. All right. Hey, call me a lefty lunatic. Okay. I think we weren't made to be working 80 hours a week just to get by. I support that. If that was what this broad's point was, we would agree. But no, she's literally having a complete epic meltdown because of that. Now, what kind of employee do you think she was? I just wonder what kind of employee this woman was.
Me, like a guy, I don't know. Like, how do you have time for like dating? Like, I don't have time for anything, and I'm like so stressed out. And I'm also getting my period, so that's.
I didn't see that coming. But this is we also saw another white girl. These white girls who are terminally online vlog her STD diagnosis. So I guess,
That's why I'm all emotional, but like, am I so dramatic? It's fine.
Yes, you are dramatic. Everybody works full time. Most people, I know this is probably crazy for her, work 2 jobs. My brother-in-law is a full-time farmer, and then he still works 40 hours on the weekends at a factory. All right. He's never recorded himself crying. Guess what? He's a father. He has time for family and, and friends. It's what you make of it. But then let's see what happened. What happened?
Got laid off of my first post-grad job and the one that took me 5 months to find that I moved to New York City for.
Okay, so now we're finding out a little bit more. First, it was her first post-grad job. Probably never worked a real job in her life before. Second, she moved, I don't know, cities or maybe states to go get this job and then cried about it and got fired.
Basically, it's not my fault before we start. I worked for a startup and they didn't have the workload or the bandwidth that they needed to train me and to give me work to do.
This is so classic Gen Z too. What's the first words out of her mouth after talking about getting laid off? Do you remember? First of all, not my fault. Look, I've laid people off. I've been laid off. Things happen. And there are cases where a layoff might not be your actual fault. Okay, that is possible.
Like I wasn't doing anything that I was hired to do, and I was really wanting to learn. So I was thinking in my head that I wanted a job with more responsibilities anyways, but
you couldn't even handle getting in the car and driving there. You want more responsibility? My guess is this woman was a head case. She was a total PITA, pain in the rear, for that company. She probably, I don't want to cast any aspersions, but maybe she got hired for the way she looked. I don't know. But, generally, when companies go through layoffs, the most indispensable people generally stay. Now, that isn't always the case, but I think they probably had no problem cutting her. And she was probably fired, not laid off.
Come January 2nd, I need a new job and I don't have one. I even told most of my friends, if I post this, it's because I actually thought it through. Getting laid off before the holidays, that means the hiring processes stop right before Christmas and then they go all the way till January 2nd and then they pick back up. And it's still going to probably be 2-3 week process.
You should probably get going on that instead of making TikToks. I'm just a boomer, I'm just some old boomer curmudgeonly guy in the Midwest. But maybe if you were really worried about getting a job, you should get on that.
to hire and onboard for a new job. So that's the time frame I'm looking at, and I can't wait that long. I need a job immediately. The job that I was working 9 to 5 from, I wasn't making enough to live.
That's another thing that dumb people do. They tell you what your salary is before you take the job, okay? She never took 1 second to figure out, hey, I can't live on this. What did she think she was going to do? It's like, if I need $40,000 a year to live, and you don't take a job that pays you $30,000 and then say, what? I mean, some people do, and then guess what they do? They work a second job, which sucks, and people shouldn't have to do that, but it's true, right? I worked 2 jobs for a very long time after college, full-time at a car dealership, and I worked at a pizza joint, because the only way I had any extra money was from working the pizza joint, because everything else went to paying off my college loans and the mortgage and all this kind of stuff.
I don't have a savings because of that job. Like, the salaries that
she's in her 20s and has no savings.
People are making with a degree right now after college, it's just not okay. We're working so much. And I still don't have an emergency fund. I don't, because I wasn't making enough to save any of it.
Yeah, I'm sure she doesn't spend $500 a month on makeup and clothes. You know, I've got a YouTube channel with 1.5 million subscribers, a Rumble channel with hundreds of thousands of viewers, a daily show, and I bought this shirt on sale 2 years ago. You know,
everything was going towards living and expenses and commuting and everything else. And to go through the whole entire hiring process again is going to actually kill me. It's so defeating.
Oh my God.
It's so disappointing. And it makes me feel like you're not good enough. And I know that I am. I know that I'm a hard worker. And my boss literally said that I'm one of the smartest people he's ever worked under. And he knows that I'm going to land on my feet and he'll give me a great referral to anybody. So don't start.
He didn't say that. He probably didn't want you to hit him with a fake Me Too.
I have a degree. I've done everything I'm supposed to do. I had 2 internships. I built a portfolio. I worked freelance out of school because I was building my portfolio, taking the time, did things for free. I have done everything I possibly could have.
But take responsibility.
Putting yourself in debt to go to college, and you still can't find a job that pays enough for you to live.
You work 2 jobs then, or you negotiate a raise, or you get a side hustle. You know how many people work full-time and then drive Uber on the weekends or DoorDash? This woman, her parents did not set her up for success by ever defining reality. That's the number 1 job of a leader, really, in any job, is to define reality. And let me do that here. This woman has got to get her stuff together. I mean, she's going to have to move back home and understand that it actually, just because you go to college, doesn't mean you're going to be living life on easy mode. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it. And also, don't forget to get on over to Coffee Brand Coffee. If you've been waiting for a chance to try us out, massive discounts site-wide. Make sure you pick up a bunch of these snacks, the nuts and the buttery toffee peanut bombs and all this kind of stuff, and the kettle corn. Insanely cheap. Toss it on with your coffee orders. Try a bunch of our coffees that are 50% off. Even our K-Cups now are on sale as well. So I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.